I want you to tell me what type of Pokemon this is, and hint, it's not supposed to be purple. You will be scared of some of these, I guarantee it. These figurines should not exist. Look at what they've done to my boy. It looks genuinely so horrendous. I'm not entirely convinced that I won't wake up in the middle of the night and this thing will be my sleep paralysis demon. This looks so bad. What is wrong with this thing? They definitely were not official Pokemon merch, and I absolutely loved it. Whaddup Homedawgs, my name is Gokey Gamer, and I have got some random bootleg merch for y'all. So long story short, when I went to visit my family back home in December for the holidays, I was actually given a Pokemon-themed advent calendar. For those who don't know, an advent calendar is this fun little thing where it's in like a small box about this big, and there's like 24 to 25 mini compartments in it. Starting on the 1st of December, you open up one compartment each day, all the way up until either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, depending on how many are in the calendar. Most of the time, in my experience, these advent calendars have a little bite of chocolate in them. It's a fun tradition that my family has done over the holidays for as long as I can remember. Well, this last year, my family found a Pokemon-themed advent calendar, and since they know I love Pokemon so much, they figured I would enjoy it. And they decided to surprise me with it when I got home. This advent calendar actually had small Pokemon figurines in each compartment, which was very cool to see, and there were actually 30 compartments, so I ended up getting some extras. The funny part of this is, they definitely were not official Pokemon merch. Not only did this advent calendar have completely random Pokemon inside the compartments, they were all very clearly designed by multiple different bootleg companies, with figurines ranging wildly from size, color, and quality. Some of them honestly looked kinda decent, and some absolutely looked horrible. And I absolutely loved it. The second I got my collection together, I knew that I had to make a video on it. So come with me as I show you the 30 bootleg figurines that have changed my life. I hope you all enjoy. So obviously I have seen these figurines before, but before prepping for this video, I decided to actually section each of these figurines and put them in 3 separate bags, and I left them in these bags for months so that way I could forget them as much as I possibly could. The first section of these figurines that I will be showing you all are the Pikachu figurines. For some reason, this calendar had 7 different Pikachu figurines, and all of them honestly look pretty good. I would say these are definitely the best looking out of the entire calendar, minus one, which we'll get to later. The second group of figurines will be the ones that look kind of decent, all things considered. They're definitely not perfect, and there might be a couple of things wrong with each figurine, but they're not that bad. For bootleg merch, it's kind of okay. This section will have about 10 figurines, which then leaves us to the final group of 13 figurines, which I'm going to dub, "Oh my god, what happened to you?" This is where the gold mine is. These figurines look legitimately disfigured beyond repair, whether it be from their size, discoloration, or a defining trait of theirs that looks completely different from the original. You name it. This will be the section you all are here for, and probably the most of the sections you saw in the intro. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's get started with the Pikachus. These are the bags I put them in. I labeled them here. Also, this part is no longer scripted, so yeah. I'm also going to be looking into this completely blind. I'll just stick my hand in like this, and I'll fiddle around a little bit, and then pull out a figurine, randomly. Oh, here we go, here's a little cat Pikachu. So yes, there's a couple of cat Pikachus from my memory, if I remember correctly, and again, like, this is already very clearly, like, you can kind of tell that's like, okay, doesn't look like official, but it's still pretty decent quality, all things considered. The tail has a little weird thing on there. If my camera will focus on it, I don't think it will. I might take pictures and display them on screen, but yeah, so overall, not too bad. The second Pikachu that I will be showing off is another cat, but this one is sleeping. This is basically almost the exact same figurine in a way. It's just one is sleeping. Oh, and they also have different caps. I didn't realize that before, but yeah, they have different caps, so that's pretty cool. Again, not a bad design. The third one I will be showing you all, it's okay. You can kind of tell that there is something wrong with this one. The eyes are just a little bit off, the head shape's a little weird, but honestly, again, not too bad. There's also a little marking here. You can kind of tell that's not supposed to be there. That's not dirt. I don't know what that is, but it's definitely not supposed to be there. And there's a little bit of miscoloration on the ear. It might not come through. You can kind of see it a little bit there. But yeah, again, it's decent. I also don't know why I'm looking into my OBS. I'm moving my OBS over here so that way I stop looking over here. Oh, and here's another one that, this is, believe it or not, this is a different Pikachu. You can tell, like, this is, yeah, it's the same pose, but you can tell they're different because this one has the mark and this one doesn't. This one also doesn't have the yellow on the ears, but also you can kind of see it-ish on the video, but their black sections of the ears have like weird little markings on them that like grooves. I don't think they're supposed to be there because I'm pretty sure Pikachu's ears don't have grooves. And the funny thing about this is, like, yes, the face looks weird, but they are very similar to each other. I think these are the only two duplicates out of the entire thing. I don't know why there's the duplicates of this type of Pikachu in particular, but hey, still kind of cool. This next Pikachu is another cap Pikachu. This cap is different from the others, and it's one that is a little hard. It's kind of cute. It's kind of adorable. So, yeah, again, and it has, like, a little stand as well. This one's honestly probably one of the best looking ones, I would say. The paint on the cheeks is a little bit chipped, but it is what it is. This Pikachu is sending you subliminal messaging to leave a like and subscribe with the heart. So do it. Do it, you cowards. Do it! Do it! And finally, this will be the last Pikachu of the bunch. It is this one, another cat Pikachu, and it's a different one. It's one holding flowers. So yeah, I don't know, you can kind of tell, it looks like a brain, Jesus. I know it looks like a brain, but I promise it's flowers. I promise it's actually flowers. So yeah, and believe it or not, again, the caps are all different. All of the cat Pikachus are different, which I don't know why. But again, it's very interesting. I think this one's like the Hoenn one, I think. One of these, I believe, is the I think this one's the Kanto one, I imagine. And then, like, yeah, I think there's, is this the Unova one? I don't remember, I don't know. I'll probably display it up here or something like that. I both figured out. Hey everybody, it is me from the edit here. I just wanted to show you guys something real quick because I thought it was kind of funny. So I was organizing my little collection of figurines, which you'll see later on in the video, and I got to the two Pikachus. And, well, I guess I should say the two cat Pikachus, and as it turns out, they can't stand up. For both of them, the weight of the hat is more than enough to take it off of its stand, so it is literally impossible to get these to stay standing. Like, they'll stand for a second, but then, as soon as you let go, they fall over. This is why whenever you see pictures of these, I'm either holding them or they're on their backs, because they literally cannot stand. It is so funny. Now granted, even some of the official Pokemon merch that I have, like Pokemon figurines, I have do that as well, but I still find it so hysterical that they, despite them literally having a stand, they cannot physically stand. So yeah, that's points deducted from the Pikachu figurines. Those are the only two that do that, because obviously they're the only ones that are standing, but that's besides the point. I thought you guys would enjoy that. Anyways, back to the video. But yeah, so those are all the Pikachus, and again, these are arguably the best looking ones, despite one being a duplicate, which is not a great sign, but you know what? Yeah, I'll take it. It's kind of hard to mess up one of the most recognizable mascots in the entire world, so, you know, there's that. So moving on, we're going to go ahead and move to the decent ones, and again, these Pokemon are just randomly selected, and you'll see what I mean when I actually dig into the collection a little bit more. There's some odd choices in this advent calendar that you wouldn't think would be in an advent calendar, but you know what? It is what it is. So these are the ones that look decent. They're not the best looking figurines ever, obviously, but compared to the rest that you'll see later on, these are pretty good. Again, I would say the Pikachus are the best, but that's besides the point. So the first one that I will randomly select here is going to be none other than LGM that I'm holding upside down. So yeah, already you can tell, like, this is an odd selection, because why the heck is LGM in here? And also, again, this is a weird figurine. Like, it's just a weird figurine. You can definitely tell that it's not right, and also there's a big, huge thing that says China, made in China on the back, which is kind of funny. Well, more specifically, it just says China. It doesn't say made in China, but you know. And again, this is one of the decent looking ones, so the quality is not great for the decent looking ones, but you know what, again, it's not particularly egregious. Like, that's an LGM, you can kind of tell that's an LGM. So yeah, there you go. The next one that I will be pulling out is going to be none other than Pidgey. Let's go. Again, not horrible. The coloring's a little weird and the face is a little weird, but not horrible. Again, like, not great, but not too bad. It's also a pretty decent size too. It's pretty decently big, which is kind of surprising for a Pidgey. So, you know, that's pretty cool. This one is also made in China, fun fact. The next one that I will be deciphering is a small one, and I think I know which one this one is. It's Mantike. So yeah, look at the face. Like the face, honestly, not too bad, but then you turn it around and you see none of the markings are there. So yeah, I don't know why, like, this one doesn't have any of the markings on the back, but again, look at the face. Like, the face is not too bad. Like, this is again, a really decent looking figurine. Kind of cool if you ask me, and definitely one of the better looking ones, which is, again, cool. But again, why is Mantike of all Pokemon in here? I'd say the most surprising so far is definitely the LGM. Like, Pidgey kind of makes sense because, you know, it's a Route 1 bird of Kanto, so that makes sense. And Mantike, you know, you could argue baby Pokemon. It's a very cute baby Pokemon. It's probably one of my personal favorite baby Pokemon as well. I love using it in Pokemon Auto Chess, but that's besides the point. Let me know if I should make a video on Pokemon Auto Chess as well, because I have a pretty fun idea that I want to do for it. But yeah, again, not too bad. This next plush is going to be none other than Turtwig. And this one's arguably the worst looking one of the set. So yeah, you can immediately tell that this Turtwig is not right at all. Like, it's the wrong color, it has a weird face, you know, but I do have a theory about this one. My theory of this is, this specific Turtwig is based off of the Trapinch Turtwig in that one episode of the anime. I don't know what the context is, but there's a Trapinch that's dressed up to kind of look like a Turtwig. The color's a little off. I can't remember if it's shiny or not, if it's painted green. It might be the shiny as well, but it looks, this is what this reminds me of. Particularly the eyes. It's the eyes that tell me it might be the Trapinch. And if that's what they were going for, then, which it's definitely not, because it has the shape of Turtwig, so it's definitely not exactly the Trapinch. But if that's what, like, the eyes were based off of, then that's why I kind of put it in decent, because it was kind of like, you know, hey, like, that's kind of a cool thing. Again, I'm giving this one a lot of grace, but, you know, we'll go with it. Let's be honest, the decent ones need it, so, you know. That's my theory on it anyways, and it's probably one of my favorites out of the bunch just because of that, if that is the case. I think that's kind of cool. Alrighty, so this next one is going to be, I don't know which one this one is. This one is, oh, Stoutland. Hi, Stoutland. A very charred-looking Stoutland. Again, this is still one of the decent-looking ones, so you know the ones in the worst are going to be real bad. I don't know why that mark in the center is there, but it's still, again, it's, besides the coloring, this is an okay Stoutland. Like the details are not too horrible. Something I will point out though, look at the size of the Pidgey and the size of the Stoutland. This is what I mean with the size difference. Like, the Pidgey is ever so slightly larger, and this will come up later on, I promise you that. Again, not too horrible. There's even the paw prints underneath too, which is kind of cool. Also, you can see it was made in China if my camera will focus, which it definitely will not. All right, this next one is going to be none other than Whismur. Hi, Whismur. Again, besides the coloring looking off, this is one of the better looking ones. Also, the tail is off. It doesn't have the hole in its booty, which, let's be real, is probably honestly an upgrade. But yeah, this one's very clearly a darker purple as opposed to the pink that the Whismur is typically. I don't know if this is the shiny form. I don't think it is. So again, like, points deducted for the coloring, but the rest of it honestly looks pretty good. Like, yeah, some of the coloring in the ears is wrong, but like that's detailed, you know. If this was official Pokemon merch, I'd be very disappointed, but for bootleg merch, not too bad. Alrighty, so this next one is going to be none other than the evolution! Loudred! Spoiler alert, Exploud is not in this. So we have Whismur and Loudred, but no Exploud, so I don't know what's up with that. Once again, very similar color to Whismur as well, which we definitely know that's not the case. Loudred is a blue. I can't remember Loudred's shiny either, but again, this is not a bad looking plush. I can't remember if Loudred has the butt. I don't think it does, but if it does, then the butt's not on here either. But again, not horrible. It's the same color as this Whismur as well. Like, they're both exactly the same color. And they're both the same size, which is definitely not supposed to be like that way. But again, these are probably like the best ones aside from like the Mantike. Like, the Mantike and these are probably the best ones out of the entire bunch. Alrighty, after some more digging around, we are going to pull out the Jolteon, which is, look at how they massacred my boy. Look at how they massacred my boy. This Jolteon's face is ruined and I hate it. Look at what they've done to you, my boy. Look at what they've done to you. Another thing you'll notice about this is, once again, the size difference. This is Pidgey, this is Jolteon. Pidgey is definitely supposed to be smaller than Jolteon, not bigger. And you can just kind of tell just by holding it that this is way cheaper than some of these other ones that I've held. This is also what I mean when I say, like, some of these were definitely made by different companies. Again, this is one of the better looking ones out of the bunch, but it's still not great. The white of the mane's not fully through, the face is weird, there's a weird bump on the face as well. It just makes me kind of sad. This one makes me kind of sad. Rest in peace, my boy. You will be missed. Alright, I think there's 2 more here, so the penultimate decent one is going to be none other than Swampert! Now from a distance, you're like, okay, this isn't too bad, and then you get to the face. What did they do to Swampert's face? The eyes are weird, the mouth is very clearly not painted on right. It looks pretty rough. You can also tell, like, the coloring is a little off too, but again, this is not a too bad of a figurine. Aside from the face, which looks really bad. This is just one of those fascinating ones where it's like, why is this Pokemon here? You know what I mean? A very interesting selection for sure. Also, you can kind of see this as well, but like the orange right here is not painted onto where the groove is supposed to be, and then this one doesn't even have any orange at all, which is kind of funny. But yeah, there's Swampert for you guys. Yeah. And finally, the last decent looking figurine is none other than Gothorita. This is one where, once again, the figurine itself, like the shape-wise, is kind of decent. The face is off for sure, and then there's like, you know, there's some finer details like the painting and like the smoothing out of the figurine that's not great, but that kind of goes for all of these as well. Not too bad of a plushie. Again, I don't know why Gothorita is in this group of advent calendar Pokemon for Christmas, but, you know, it's kind of cool. It's also slightly irritating that the arm is, like, connected to her head, hair, whatever Gothorita's buns are. Don't take that out of context for the love of God. Again, it's just very peculiar. I don't know why this figurine is here, but still, kind of cool. And that's all of the decent Pokemon. Again, like, a very odd haul for sure, and some Pokemon you could argue are not that great. I just picked, like, the Guys, I'm dying, apparently. Again, these are not the best figurines by any means, but compared to the rest of these, they're okay. I'd say the best ones are definitely like the Mantike and like the Loudred and Whismur. Whismur in particular is definitely better than the Loudred, I think. And then yeah, some of the others, like a lot of the ones that are a little bit off, where like the face is a little weird, Stoutland's coloring is off, Pidgey's size is questionable. But yeah, honestly, they're kind of okay for a bootleg. And now it's time for the worst of the bunch. In this bag are the figurines that look absolutely horrifying. You will be scared of some of these, I guarantee it. These figurines should not exist, and I am so immensely excited to show you all. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. As always, I'm going to be going into this blind, and I'm just going to stick my hand in there and see what's going on. Alright, so this first one, I'm very excited to see these. Oh god. This Charmeleon. Get ready to be jump scared, y'all. What did they do to the face of this thing? Not only is like half the tail painted on and the other half is not for some reason, this face is so horrifying to me. Like, it's so very clearly shaped wrong. Like, you have to hold this thing in real life to realize how fricked up this thing is. This face is worse than all the decent ones just because of like the uncanny valley of it all. This is not Charmeleon. This is a Ditto attempting to copy Charmeleon. Which, fun fact, you know, like the Ditto, like that Ditto face, apparently that's a trait of only one specific Ditto in the anime. The rest of the Dittos don't do that, so we've all been lied to. The tail is also like has a groove that's very clearly attached in production as well, and it's kind of like popping off a little bit. I kind of am curious to see if it'll just twist off. I also don't really want to break this, so I don't know if well, actually, you know what, forget it, I won't try. Okay, I think I could definitely pull it off if you kind of look like right in this section. I think you could definitely pull this out. I don't want to glue this thing back together though, so I don't think I will. But yeah, again, very horrifying one to start out with. The uncanny valley of this one is just terrifying to me. Alright, so the next one that we are going to be going with is oh no, I think I know which one this one is. This one is going to be oh god, this was the wrong one. I forgot about this one. Look at this. Look at this Feraligatr, guys. This is insane. This is one of the ones I'm talking about where like size is wildly varying with these. Blah. Whoops. Here is Pidgey for scale. Pidgey is 2 times the size of a Feraligatr, guys. There's also the fact, like, it hasn't been smoothed out at all. Like, there's an edge, like, right here that's not supposed to be there. The coloring is so off. It's just blue with, like, the red on the fins, completely forgetting a whole large chunk of it. The only defining trait about its face is the eyes. This is just so unbelievably horrible. Dylan of United Gamer / United Hayes fame would be so disappointed by this. It'd be so funny if United Hayes stumbled across this video and saw how they massacred his boy. That'd be kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't watched any of his videos in a very long time. Very good dude. Be sure to check him out. Also, don't be a nuisance and at United Hayes. But yeah, so that's Feraligatr. Oh boy. This next figurine is going to be none other than, oh my gosh, it's Articuno. Again, from a distance, it doesn't look horrible. Then you see its face. What is this face, dude? It reminds me of that one comic that was like in the newspaper. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I know I'll be able to find it though. It reminds me of the main character from that comic. It's so funny. Again, this is one of the better looking bad ones, but it's similar to Charmeleon where the face is just so uncanny. I had to put it in this grouping. Like the beak doesn't even look like a beak. It looks like a nose. Also the fact that it's just like one blue, which is definitely not supposed to be just one blue. It's just so funny to me. So yeah, there's Articuno, probably with the best out of the worst looking ones, but it's still terrifying to look at. Alright, this next one is going to be none other than, oh my gosh, it's Larvitar. This is very similar to Charmeleon in that the face is so immensely freaked up. Look at the face of this thing. This thing is legitimately kind of horrifying to look at. First off, the belly is completely wrong. The diamond is facing the wrong way and the 2 black spots aren't even aligned with each other. I also don't think the back is fully accurate either, minus the China thing. Well, once again, similar to Charmeleon, the face is just the worst. Very uncanny valley as well. The eyes are it's mainly the eyes that are in the wrong place as well as being so weirdly shaped. The body itself is not too bad, but the face is just so horrible. And the markings as well. It's like, oh, I'm a completely normal Larvitar. Bong! Also, once again, I have to point out the size difference. Look at this. This is absolute insanity. So yeah, not much more needs to be said about the Larvitar, but man, it's insane how scary these two are. They are judging you intensely, and you are going to be scared of them. Alright, this next one is going to be none other than, oh gosh, it's Combuskin. First off, again, why Combuskin? That's the worst out of the Torchic line, in my opinion, is Combuskin. Also, Draco's evolutionary line is not represented here. We have Swampert, and then we have this thing. And yet no Draco, Grovyle, or Sceptile. What the heck is wrong with that? But yes, the worst thing about this thing by far is the paint on this. Like, the orange isn't even painted on very well. You can very clearly tell it was a big mistake and then they didn't even bother to wipe it off. The back is also not fully painted as well, although he is kind of caked up, I'm not gonna lie. I feel disgusted by the fact that I just said that about a chicken. Please, for the love of God, don't take that out of context either. The tail, similar to Charmeleon, is painted on one side and yet not the other. Also, I just noticed this as well. What's going on with this eye here, dude? It's like he has an eye on near the back of his head. That's insane. Bro, legitimately, this is a disgusting looking Pokemon. Combuskin, in my opinion, is this kind of gross already as is, but this is like, Jesus. Like, Combuskin just looks even more wrong than it already is, you know what I mean? I feel gross just holding this thing. I'm putting that thing down. Ugh. Alrighty, the next Pokemon that we are going to be discussing is going to be oh no, it's my Kyogre. It's my Kyogre that doesn't even have a face. Look at this. Absolutely no face on this Kyogre. It's a blind Kyogre. Like, it doesn't even have a mouth. You can kind of see the outline where the mouth is supposed to be, but it doesn't have eyes, it doesn't have a nose. I'm honestly kind of surprised that the markings on the fins look kind of decent, but that's the only thing that looks good about this Kyogre. Like, the fact that there's just no face on here, dude, it's insane. Also, I'm pretty sure this is the only legendary in this batch as well. They picked Kyogre for the Christmas box. Oh, I also forgot about Articuno, but besides Articuno, like, I feel like there's other legendaries you can include. Why did you have to include Kyogre, and why did you have to take away his face? It's just so wild to me, dude. I don't understand the logic. At least it's very clearly not Primal Kyogre. I don't know how I would have felt if they messed up Primal Kyogre. But yeah, poor Kyogre, you're definitely not the Guardian of the Sea now, which I don't even know if that's your title. I can't remember. Is that Lugia's title or Kyogre's title? Nah, well, it doesn't matter. Alrighty-o, the next Pokemon that we are going to be delving into, oh my gosh, it's Braviary. America's favorite Pokemon has definitely not been done justice. Ironically, despite not doing America justice, it's still more American than our current president. Look at how horrible this thing is. First off, only the bottoms of the claws are painted yellow. I'm pretty sure this entire Pokemon is painted completely wrong. Like, none of this painting looks right in the slightest. The paint on the tail is very faded as well, and then the face, once again, is just absolutely horrendous. I'll put a regular Braviary up on screen to show you guys, but like, again, this is just insanity, dude. I can't believe this Pokemon looks the way it does. I just can't. Well, side correction, the Pokemon doesn't look this way. I can't believe how this figurine looks. So horrendous. I genuinely can't believe it. It's so funny. I'm loving reliving this. This is just the greatest thing ever, dude. All right, I know there's one Pokemon that I'm going to be saving for last, and then I'm going to be trying to save the Pikachu for last, and then there's one other Pokemon in here that I really want to show you guys, but we haven't gotten to that one yet. Oh no, I know what this one is. Oh boy, you guys are not ready for this one. You guys are not ready. Ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between, I present to you Tentacool. Look at where the eyes are, dude. That's its eyes. The orbs are definitely not in the right place. This Tentacool does not look the way it's supposed to at all. Tentacool sitting like this just looks so horrendously bad. It's unbelievable. And again, I can't get over the eyes, dude. I can't get over the eyes. This thing looks so bad. It looks genuinely so horrendous, and I love it. I just can't get over it. It also has a bump here, which I'm pretty sure, I think Tentacool has a jewel on the front of its face. I can't remember. But regardless, it's definitely not painted right if there is supposed to be a bump there. And if there isn't supposed to be a bump there, well, that's not supposed to be there. Also, I don't know if Tentacool has this little, like, spike right here, this spike-looking thing. I know Tentacruel does because it has that weird, like, leg thing. But, like, I think Tentacool has it? I don't remember, though. But yeah, this thing looks genuinely so horrendous. And again, this was in a Christmas advent calendar. What the heck is this, dude? I legitimately think this would give some kids some nightmares. And I freaking love it. Alrighty, I think we're getting into the worst of the worst now. I don't think there's many more saving graces here, so we're getting into some good stuff. I think this is the last decent looking one size-wise, but I can't remember how it looks. Let's see it. Oh god! What have they done to you? This is Cacnea, baby! Once again, the face, like, it looks like it's possessed. It looks terrifying. I'm also pretty sure the coloring is, like, completely wrong as well. Like, I think the lime green is really rough. I'm pretty sure this top part is also supposed to be yellow as well. Its mouth looks off too, and like, this is one of the better looking of the worst, but it's definitely not good. Why do they have so many of these lime sickly green guys in this advent calendar, dude? Like, I get it, it's Christmas, but literally the only red Pokemon here is this really bad looking Charmeleon and then the caps on the Pikachus. You can't even argue Combusken's red because it's more orange. There's more blue ones here than there are red ones, and yellow ones too, because of the Pikachus. But yeah, back to Cacnea, this is just terrifying, dude. Like, again, this would probably give a kid some nightmares. I'm not entirely convinced that I won't wake up in the middle of the night and this thing will be my sleep paralysis demon. I'm convinced that that will happen to me at some point. And again, even the feet, if you look closely, is like painted different greens. It's definitely not painted evenly. It's just so fascinating that these things exist. I don't know what it is, man. I just absolutely love it. Also, again, you had one job. You had one job to paint the spikes and you completely missed. I wouldn't be surprised if there were like automated machines and they were just like, it's close enough. Just check it into an advent calendar. But again, like, why is Cacnea a desert Pokemon in a Christmas advent calendar? It makes no sense. I don't understand the logic. I don't understand it at all. But it's still really funny, so there you go. Alrighty, I think we're down to just... Oh, I think we're down to 4. Okay. Oh, I think this is the one that I'm excited to show you all. Yes, it is. This one looks so bad. This one legitimately looks so horrible. And I can't wait to show you guys this. Y'all, look at what they've done to Dragonite. Look at this dude. Look at this Slenderman looking Pokemon. It's so funny. The green is absolutely horrendous. The eyes are so horrible. The size, again. This is a Pidgey in the same box. No color to his belly. The small size, the eyes look terrible. The antennas look terrible. The wings look so off. Legitimately, the only thing that would make this objectively worse is if it was the shiny form. This Dragonite looks so disgustingly gross, and I love it. Like, it's right up there with the Feraligatr. At least the Dragonite's slightly taller, but still. I'm pretty sure these guys are related, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, genuinely, this Dragonite is so horrifying, and it's so fascinating to me, dude. I also think the Dragonite is the most obvious out of the ones that you can tell, like, these were made by different companies. Like this Pidgey, for example, like, hey, not only is it significantly bigger than this Dragonite, but also, again, like, some of these Pokemon don't have the same branding as this Pidgey. And by that, I mean, like, the China logo thing. I guess trademark would be a better word for it. I don't know why I said logo. And all the better looking ones have that same China thing on there. And while some of them, like the Kyogre and the Charmeleon, the faces are fricked up, again, most of these are pretty decent. But not this Dragonite, baby. This Dragonite is so bad. Look at how they massacred my boy. It makes me so sad. Definitely not doing Dragonite any justice. Alrighty, we are down to 3 Pokemon left. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so this one is Wheezing. It's so bad. Look at this dude. Like, what did they do? What did they do to this thing? First off, very similar to the Tentacool. It's like, well, this Pokemon doesn't normally stand on its own, so we're just gonna make it stand on its own. But it just looks so bad, dude. Like, this isn't muck. This doesn't ooze. It's supposed to float. Why bother making a Weezing for the Christmas advent calendar? You could pick so many other Pokemon. You could pick Delibird. Why did you pick Weezing? Weirdly enough, the faces kind of look okay on this one for some reason. And even the marks on this one too, despite them being a very wrong color, like, they don't look bad. This is one of the very rare cases where the body looks so much worse than the face. The face is the saving grace of this one, but the body looks rough. Again, the size of this one too, compared to the others, is just so weird to me. Like, it's the same size as the Tentacool for some reason. Why is that? It's the same size as the Dragonite. What is this? They even have the little bumps on the back as well that the Weezing has. So, again, it's just like, why is this Pokemon in here? Like, again, the faces don't look that bad. I do wonder if they, like, put a stick, like, if it's a type of sticker or something like that, because of how it looks. But again, it doesn't look bad. It's just, A, why would you choose this Pokemon? And B, why would you make this the body of it? And why is it so small? It's so fascinating to me. Again, this is a Christmas and Advent calendar. I know I said that a million times, but I feel like I have to keep reminding you guys this. Most of these Pokemon should not be in this. It's amazing and I love it. Alrighty-o, the penultimate Pokemon that we have got is none. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this. I legitimately forgot about this Pokemon. You guys are not ready for this. Now, what is this? I want you to tell me what type of Pokemon this is, and hint, it's not supposed to be purple. It's Zora. This is Zora. What did they do to you? Genuinely, this is the most fascinating out of the bunch because it's like, what the heck did they do? The mouth looks more like a beak. The eyes look so freaking weird. And do I even need to mention the color again? What is wrong with this thing? I'm genuinely so amazed that they messed up the Pokemon this badly, dude. Like, I don't know if this just somehow got through the paint process. Maybe like the material is purple originally and they just didn't paint this thing. Or if they literally went through the effort of painting this thing the completely wrong color. But genuinely, this is such a fascinating thing that exists. This came in the calendar like this. I did not paint this. This is how this Zora came to be. It's like the purple Kecleon in Mystery Dungeon. Like, it doesn't exist anywhere else. Why is Zora this color? I won't stop talking about it. Insanity, dude. Yeah, I have no other words. Like, I have no words. This is just insane. I can't believe this thing exists. And now, we're finally at the last Pokemon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final Pikachu of the pack. Now, you might be wondering why I didn't put this in with the other Pikachus, and there's one simple reason for that. This Pikachu looks like this. What did they do to this thing? This is the other reason I'm fully convinced there was at least 2 companies that went into making this entire advent calendar. This is the only Pikachu that looks like this. All of the other Pikachus look decent, and they're probably the best out of the entire bunch, but this one looks so bad. Like, yes, it's cute that it's winking at me, but why? Why does it look like this? Why is this still bigger than Dragonite? Like, I'm pretty sure this is probably made by the same company. Why is it bigger? I'm still not gonna get over the size of the Dragonite. I never will. But again, like, the ears aren't even painted on the back at all. The paint here is weird as well. This is genuinely just such a bad figurine. I just can't believe it exists, and I love it so much. Absolutely stellar. Like you can't make this up. You just can't. I will treasure this thing for all of eternity. Just like the rest of these. I'm also gonna treasure all of these for eternity. And that is the glory of the bootleg Pokemon merch that I was gifted. I am so thankful that my parents got this for me because I just can't get over how horrendous some of these look. I can't get over the duplicate Pikachus, the one Pikachu that looks weird, the small Dragonite, the Kyogre that has no face, the fact that none of these Pokemon are related to Christmas whatsoever, the fact that Pokemon like Tentacool and LGM and Gothorita are in here for some reason, the fact that all the Pokemon here are from Gens 1, 3, and 5 for some reason, besides for Ralligator, and Larvitar and Mantike as well, but still, like, this is just such a fascinating haul of bootleg Pokemon figurines, and I'm so thankful I own some of these because, like, holy crap, dude. Look at this Zorora! I had so much fun opening these, and I hope you guys enjoyed me reacting, well, kind of reacting to these, and just witnessing and how horrible some of these bootleg merch can be. I'm the type of person that doesn't necessarily mind glitches in games as long as they're not everywhere, and things like this just bring such a smile to my face because it's like, you shouldn't exist, but yet you do, and it's so funny, and I don't know, I just love it. I think it's so funny. Bootleg merch and things that shouldn't exist, they're just cool to me. I don't know, I get humorous enjoyment out of them. And you know what? I absolutely love it. If you all would like to see me do something like this again, then definitely be sure to let me know by leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and leaving a comment down below and sharing this video with your friends. I also highly recommend checking out my Ko-fi page down below in the description, as well as, while I do love my Pokemon bootleg merch, I definitely can't afford to spend money on them. Not just that, but also on my Ko-fi, you'll be able to earn a ton of benefits, not just related to this channel's videos and live streams, but also related to my Gokey Challenges channel, where I do a lot of Pokemon NUZLOCKE content, and my Gokey Battles channel, where I do a lot of Pokemon Draft League content. I'm hoping to make YouTube a career one day, so any support that you're able to give is always immensely appreciated. With that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you all so much for watching this video. This is actually the last video I'm recording in this space, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, I definitely didn't record as much as I wanted to in this space, but I'm still very excited to be moving into my new space with my girlfriend as well, which is always very nice. And I'm hoping to bring a lot more content to y'all very, very soon. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to do all the YouTube things. Let me know what your favorite bootleg merch was down in the description below, whether it's one you own or one you saw here. And I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates!